Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxchair, on the show this evening is the one and only Southside and the legend. Yes, a legend. It's a Bridgeman. Evening, gentlemen. How we doing?
Evening, Ox. Good evening, everyone listening in this evening on the Trips on YouTube channel. And it's a pleasure to do another show with the legend tonight, the Bridgeman.
Oh, good evening to you, Ox, Ger, and of course yourself, Southside. Can I just say a big good evening to the techie boys in the background and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in. For this is another winning day after last night. A nice wee win over them. Everybody, please, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
I think it's only fitting, Southside, that we mentioned the young lady who sadly lost her life in the game last night. I believe 39 years of age. I support her, and we'll name her details in that, but obviously it will spread around social media when people know her. And listen, first and foremost, we know more than anybody that people shouldn't go to the game. They should have the right to get home safely. And we send all our thoughts and best wishes to our family and friends, mate. Terrible news and tragic. 39 years of age. No age at all, you know. So thoughts with the young lady's family and friends.
Here, mate. Aye, definitely. Sad news indeed to get today and to hear it coming out. 39, as you say, very, very young. So hopefully in time we maybe hear a wee bit more. But sad news indeed, mate. Really sad.
I'm sure with the social media things, one sounds great. Speeds like wildfire. Sad bridge, yeah. Very sad.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, seriously, when someone dies, and particularly in the stadium, was twice and fourth time worse than you can imagine. Seriously. And yeah, nobody should go to a game of football and not come back. That's just not right. So I'll agree with you two there when you about your commiserations to her and the family. So I can't say any more than that. Just when I saw it, I thought, my goodness gracious, it keeps happening. So here we go.
It makes you think. It makes you think. Listen, we whinge about the football performance, players, individual. We whinge about this, that, and the other, but it puts into context outside, doesn't it?
Yep, mate, 100% it does.
You know. Right, okay. As we said, thoughts and best wishes to and condolences to everybody, the young lady's family and friends. We move on to the game, and listen, I enjoyed Rangers' performance last night. Frustrated, getting a bit nervous, of course. You won them 1-0. You let them in it, but if we're honest, I know you like the boxing, Southside. If it had been a boxing match, it'd have been stoked about 60 minutes, wouldn't it?
Aye, it would have been done. Definitely. The longer it went, we were thinking, if they get away here, we are 1-0. They're going to be likely, because in the first half alone, we should have done them in. We should have finished the game. We had a few chances, didn't take it. Now and again, they had a wee flurry up into our area and trying to hit us with a set piece or whatever. And you were always thinking, if something drops to them, you never know, they might get out of here with a point late on. But no, it was us that finished the game late on last night, and it was made it a wee bit more respectable. But I thought it could have been 5 or 6 last night, and they could have back up the road, and they couldn't have had any complaints.
No, we started the game well, Bridge, and in the first couple of minutes, young man who's turning into a real cult hero and delivering the goods, mate. He's an entertainer. He was unlucky, but he didn't hit the target, so frustrating. I seen what he tried today. He tried to think it around the goalie, and that was the first couple of minutes. We could have been 1 up then, Bridge.
Yeah, I thought that was a 100% goal. I actually did, based on his previous scoring. I think it looked great. A wonderful move. Once again, he gets the ball and he gets through and away from people, and he's bringing the goalkeeper in towards him, and he tries to dink it over him, and unfortunately it just goes. You could just see it. I'm saying, turn a wee bit side on it and turn, but it didn't make it. Must have been maybe 3-4 inches scraped past that post there. Incredible. Well done to him. Well done to him.
Aye. It didn't take long, Southside, till we got the goal. I would call it kamikaze defending. I don't understand it, if I'm honest. This why people don't move their team up apart and just put the ball up apart. I know it's long ball football. I know it's, but I just don't understand it. They play to one of the central defenders at the edge of the box, miscontrolled it. Tierney's alive to it. Southside nips in, gets it across. I think it was Diamandi came in, deflected, and who did it for? I give up.
Aye, it was. I think it went under the player's foot, to be honest. They were chancing it all game, and if that's how they want to try and play, then now and again you'll get punished, and that's what happened last night. And it was good alertness for Tierney, cutting it back to Diamandi, who was unlucky. But as the ball spun out, as you say, he was standing there himself, and it was just put it on target, and it's a goal. And he sure did. Is that 9 goals and 10 starts or something in the league or something like that?
I think it's 13 and 13, mate.
Is it? Aye. So, but it was
because
good that.
I wouldn't check it out for
I know, it's all right. But no, it was a good finish. It was an easy finish, but you still got to hit the target, and that was us off and running, mate. After that, I thought, right, here we go. Hopefully get a few more, but obviously up to half time we didn't have to. But no, it was good to get the goal at that time. Ops, we had a lot of pressure on them. We were dominating the game, and okay, it was a bit fortuitous that we got a goal at that. But at the end of the day, they lost the ball in the area. We took advantage.
Aye, so we get the goal, and we're playing some decent stuff. I thought Yefty came to the fore, coming down the left-hand side. Bridge, I don't know what you thought yourself.
I thought the left-hand side was absolutely brilliant. I thought that Yefty and Hadji worked well together, and I really, I mean that in all honesty. I thought that Hadji was getting a batter, to be quite honest, and then they tried to do the same with Yefty. But I think the two of them were absolutely immense for us. I thought so anyway. Absolutely brilliant. And when Hadji got it, he was. A lot of the time he was trying to cross it over the other side of the pitch, and get a little lads doing a right goal. But when you have to go down a couple of times, he managed to get past his player and get a wee cross in, and unfortunately nobody there, or the goalkeepers caught it or whatever, or their defence. They're playing against a 5-6 man defence most of the time. I loved it. I was so happy with it. I was so happy for Rangers and happy for the team, and I thought. I'm always a 1-0 man. I would have been quite happy at 1-0 with. I didn't expect anything. I think the one that really surprised me last night was that wee boy Diamandi lost the ball and tried to do a bit of fly stuff and lost the ball. And that wee boy Clarkson hit it first time, and what a try! And it wasn't far away. Obviously, the goalkeeper saw it all coming and managed to palm it out from about he ended up inside the net, but. The ball was only maybe a yard or so out. I thought it was brilliant, very exciting for me. I thought the best Aberdeen player had that shot. It was a great shot, and he's the same guy you talked about earlier. That it could have been a red card, or should have been a red card.
We'll come back to that, right? So there was a big moment in the first half, and Southside, I'll get your view. Yefty, I think he's a guy that's just got to keep his game simple. Use his pace when he can, just put the ball in simply. It's then other people's problem to get across and take the opportunity. You must have got a good view of one he put in last night.
Couldn't believe it. What a ball right across that 6-yard box.
Mm-hmm.
And the three of them were standing in a line. The three Rangers players. I mean, you'd have thought one would surely have gambled, instinct in it. But what a ball he put across. And I thought he was pretty good for a good large portion of the game last night. Yefty, and you can see the pace on him as well. No, even going forward, even chasing back. It's the pace on him. He's got a lot of there inside the tank, and it was some ball across the 6-yard box. Took the goalkeeper out. Everybody, outdoor forwards. But it's a ball. It's a dream in it for a striker. You just take a couple of steps in, and you're tapping that. Any one of them had made a gamble. It's a goal.
I know what Mr. McCoy's would have done.
Aye, I know, but I know you're talking about Yefty, but I thought him and Hadji linked up really well, and I thought Hadji for large parts of that first half was outstanding. Oaks.
Nice passing, mate. Nice passing. He started the game well. An excellent pass to Tierney, and that was off a chance. He got it stuck under his foot, but what a pass it was. What a pass, yeah. You know, I don't know if that left-hand side, I don't know if he's maybe the man to be playing in the middle, if I'm honest, south side. And, you know, he's two-footed, and you don't know everybody can do that. People can kick the ball with both feet, mate, but not everybody's naturally two-footed, if that makes sense.
Aye, he's a talent. I've always said that, even the first time he was here and before he went out on loan and that. He can see things. He's got good balance. He can kick with the 2 feet. He knows. When you look at the shot, he's comfortable left and right outside the box. But I thought some of his passing last night, his movement to get it and then play the wee quick 1-2s, I thought it was really good. And he was on the receiving end of a couple of hefty challenges as well, like a few of your players last night. But if you maybe moved him maybe more central, it might make things happen even quicker up the front. You know, it might use a bit extra. But listen, where we're playing them now and the way the front four have been working, they're all doing pretty well, to be honest. We just need more goals going in the net. You know, that's what we're looking for.
Thank you, man. 12 goals in 14 games. He scored 14 in total since he started scoring. His first goal was against Steaua Bucharest. His next goal was against Nice. And then he's also scored against Spurs. So he's actually did it in Europe, Mickey. Yeah, you know.
It's where you get noticed, isn't it?
12 and 14. He scored 13s in total, you know. The boy's stats are good. And long may it continue. And it's not just that, Bridge. He's an entertainer as well, isn't he?
Oh, I thought he was wonderful. I thought he was smashing last night. Really, really good. Actually, when he's playing, he's nearly always in my top 3, you know, to be honest. I think he's great. That first goal, my goodness gracious, he just swept in with it, side-footed it into the net. I'm shouting, smash it, because it's Diamonde that's smashing it. It bounced after, and I'm thinking, smash it, you'd smash it. And my goodness, he just stood there and there we go, right, and he saw the space, and then it goes. Brilliant stuff. Absolute quality, superb. What a great game for him. Great game.
Once again, mate. Listen, the team are playing no bad, if I'm honest. You know, it wasn't perfect. It never is, mate, if we're honest, outside. There was a big moment. I think Danilo's got to score. I think it was Hadji played it through him, wasn't it? Nice and lovely pass.
Aye. Hadji, aye.
I think he's just got to take a side, touch to the side, take the goal out of the game, mate, and pass it in there, personally. I know it's not as easy as you think, you know, everything's split second, but I think he's got to do better.
He had the time to do it. The ball, right? I mean, he played it right into his path. He took a couple of strides, and the goalie's coming out, and he's got it in the side. He's going to dink him. But I think, like you, could have just went right a wee bit wider, took it to the right angle, and then just side fit it in the net. But it was another big chance in the game, and that's the difference. That's how games change, and we should have scored at that time. It was a really, really good chance. I still don't think he's a natural goal scorer, so but I'm hoping that he gets more clinical. I mean, he gets more chances as the season progresses. But he does seem to miss a few in that game as well, although he does take chances. I mean, he came on against them at Ibrox, his first touch, I think, and he scored. So, but it doesn't often happen. He needs to be more clinical, I think, and take the chances when they arrive. But it was another good ball for Hadji, mate. It was a defence splitting pass right into his path, and he was just unlucky.
It was a lovely pass.
He done one to Jefty as well, late on in the first half, Ox. He put a lovely pass into Jefty, and he sort of gave the guy a wee nudge, and he had a shot, and the goalie saved it at the post with his feet. You know, so I thought overall his first half performance was really good for us yesterday.
You know, when I passed, I like to put the mitre sign. When it got to you, saw his face, Bridge. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do that. But, you know.
Yeah, I love it. Well said, pal. Well said.
No, but the straight pass is the hardest one, isn't it? Because if you get it wrong, it's either going out the park or through to the goalkeeper. So it was a lovely pass behind you, wasn't it? And I think he should have scored, Bridge.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all there. You can see it. And by the way, and all of these things added to the enjoyment of the night, I must admit. Even though it was Rangers missing chances, it was still an enjoyable game all the way through, in my opinion, all the way through. With the exception of when we let Aberdeen have the ball for maybe 5 minutes. and we couldn't get the ball off them and things, stupid things like that. However, overall, I thought Rangers were absolutely excellent last night. Absolutely excellent.
Aye.
And can I just take my? Oh, sorry, you're going to go further on to the game. Sorry. No, I was just going to say, and I don't know if I say this now because I think the guy shouldn't be at a club, but Big Dessers from his own half, but virtually from his own half, the ball he runs onto the ball.
I don't want to be rude, but we're just getting to half time.
No, I just said that.
Before we get
I just said that. I'm going to open my mouth into that. Apologies. I've given him dog's abuse and said he shouldn't be at Rangers. I still say that, but that was a brilliant goal. That's enough.
I can rip this script up that Fox spent all day writing.
No, you carry on. Just miss me
Looks
out
like
when it comes to that one.
Is that for the next 2 pages? I've got to do my flip chart here.
Poor Mr. Fox. What's this? Love North Gladys. Oh, maybe rekindled that one. Right, okay, so we get half time, and I think there'd be no frustration. I think people would appreciate that we played well, but arguably we should have the game finished, Southside. The game should have been finished.
Aye, that was the general conversation at half time. For a lot of people, and even standing in the concourse and having a chat with the usual people we have a chat with, and there was other people floating about, and we're all saying the same thing. Played really well this first half, and we should be more goals up. You know, I think a lot of people are saying we should be at least 3 or 4. You know, if we just took the chances that we made. But everybody was quite happy round about us and that. But we said we played. I think it was some nice link-up play, nice wee 1-2s. I thought the Buffy and Ciara played it into Ignaman. It was just for inside his own half, and he played the 1-2 with Danilo, if you remember, in the first half. And as Ignaman got it, he just played up the edge of the box. Danilo laid it back, he had a shot in the goal, he made a good save. But that was good for Big NCL. It was quick passing, mate. He played it right up to Ignaman. You know, it was a good 30 yards.
Game, Southside. He had a good game.
Aye. Maybe we'll probably talk about him later. But it was a great pass for him, and it was like him into Ignaman to Danilo next minute, laid back, and Ignaman's having a shot. It was quick football, mate, in the first half, and there was a lot of nice wee passes and running off the ball. I thought Ridvan ran off the ball well in the first half as well to make space for Czerny a couple of times, and I thought Diamande done the same in the first half. I thought he ran channels and that, and it created space when Yefty had the ball to come inside and stuff. And I thought, although he wasn't involved in the game or the park, I thought Diamande done a power of work last night off the ball for the.
Mate.
What's that?
Him and his mate.
Aye.
You know, so we get to half time, Bridge, and I get it. The second half started, and obviously we made the change. Jamie came on, didn't he? And obviously we'd seen Danilo getting treatment, and hopefully that boy deserves a bit of luck, Bridge. And there's nothing there, mate. And we hear that there's nothing to worry about, just maybe a coming together, a bit of bruise or something, and it's no his collarbone. Jeez, the boy deserves a break, doesn't he?
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think he's the most unlucky player we've had. But we've had quite a few actually. But no, he's the most unlucky player we've had. He said, I thought he was playing quite well, and he's not quite got his touch at 100% yet. But that'll come each time we play him. There are times when you watch him and you wonder why we play him for a full game. Only the manager could tell us that. Maybe he wants to get his legs up and get sorted out. But it just looks as if he's, shall we say, running in quicksand for some of the game, you know. It feels like that to me when I watch him, you know. But when you see him with the skills and things like that, it's absolutely tremendous, you know. He's no fear to dribble in the box. He's no fear to take people on. As I say, the ball goes away from him a wee bit sometimes. But a lovely player. I think he's brilliant, boy. I really do.
So, listen, they had a wee bit of possession, more than they had in the whole of the first half at the start of the second half, but slowly we got into it, Southside, and we were going through it well. There's opportunities to make chances. I think Czerny could have scored a couple. And when you get to about 75 minutes, I think they got a couple of corners. And I think you'd have been thinking the same as what I was thinking.
Aye. Zonal marking and leaving some of them standing running. About 5 of them at one point at the edge of your 18-yard box, and we had the usual zonal marking across the 6-yard box. Listen, I know it works sometimes, and I've watched some of the Premiership games down south and all that, and they all seem to do it, pack a lot of their players across the zonal marking. But you will look, mate. I thought Kelly done well with a couple of the corners that came in because he caught them. He came out and managed to get them, but at that time you're hoping that the defence was going to stay solid, would make sure we win the balls that are coming in, because that was, to be honest, Ox, that was about their only hope last night.
They didn't look like scoring for open play, did they, if you're honest?
No. So that was about the only. I thought Kelly done quite well on a couple of the corners. He came in
2-2, didn't he? He came in
2-2,
yeah.
Yep.
You know, aye. And then we've hit the bar. You know, Hadji's had a good effort, and you're thinking then we've hit the post, and you're thinking, how is this game not put to bed? You know, we're playing decent stuff, but we're not putting the team away. And then lo and behold, Big Balogun had come on for Proper. I think Proper caught one, maybe twisted. What are you thinking when he blocked the shot in the second half, south side?
The Proper one?
Aye, I think the way he caught it looked as if I think he caught it on his knee, and it's turned a bit. That's what it looked like.
I thought he sort of blocked it with his foot, and it's sort of as if when he blocked it on his foot, it sort of maybe twisted his knee. I've heard he was going for a scan to get things checked, so hopefully it'll not be anything serious, you know. But he played on, didn't he, for a wee bit, and then come off.
He was struggling for that.
Yeah, he was struggling. You could see him. Listen, it had to be blocked, didn't it? The boy into the box and had the shot. But it was as if Mary, it's one of the ones, I think, you've stuck your foot out and then you're off balance into it. And it was a power in the shot, probably. It took a third, and maybe he's just the way it's moved his knee, but he was rolling about, and you could see him looked as if it was sore at the time ups when it immediately happened, watching them on the park, you know, for the stand.
Yeah, we'll come back to that incident that happened. We'll come back to that after we've done the goal. So we looked as if let's see this game out, and then 7 minutes goes up Bridge, but we didn't have to worry. Goes up Pop Liam Balogun, and I believe that's his first goal in league football for Rangers. And by the way, what a cross with Big Inciala and a good finish. Yeah.
That cross showed you all the confidence in the world for that boy. Brilliant. He got himself up into that position, basically outside right position, and crossed a couple of times. Okay, not the most brilliant crosses all the time, but that cross for Balogun to score was wonderful. Wonderful to watch. Everything about it just great. And Big Balogun up there and did the business, because he had a great cross before, and Balogun managed to get the head to it, but I think it hit the bar and it hit the other side of the post, something daft like that anyway, you know. Really good, really good. Brilliant to watch. What a game to watch.
And then it gets even better, Southside. Describe the moment.
Big CD9. When I seen when the ball bounced to the guy, we were sitting going, right, that's him in. And see, that's what I think he likes to do. I think he likes that sort of bit where he's running with the one defender, because you know what he's like. He likes to try and chop and change, and he did a wee sort of chop to the left. And just as he's getting to the edge of the box, I thought, you know what, Biggin, you've got to score this now, you know. And he made the angle, Ox, and he stuck it away, no problem. You know, it was I was glad he scored, mate. I was really happy for him that he came on, because he's run up and down the touchline for the last few weeks, no going in that, and get a few minutes here or there. But no, it's good that he came on. I think that was his 13th goal or something. Somebody said to me this season. Don't know if it is, but I was delighted, mate, that he managed to stick the ball in the pokey.
It put him in a real reflection on the score, Bridge, and if I'm being honest, it could have been 5, 6 or 7. It could have been.
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought that it was 3-0 going on, probably the best part of 6, 7. Yeah, absolutely. I think Southside said that a bit earlier, in about 6 goals. It wouldn't have been then, but we didn't deserve, because I thought we were by far and away the best team, the best football team, with the exceptions of the time that we, as we said before, we kind of fall out the game a wee bit, and then it takes a wee while to get the ball back and start going again. And it's great to watch. It's really good to watch when it happens. But really, I thought brilliant, excellent, and I was so happy, so happy.
Okay, we have to go back a bit in the match, and we have to call it what we witnessed last night. Yeah, we talked about it. I've had time to watch it back. I've seen some pictures of it. By the way, I'll say it again, our referees are either incompetent, they're under too much pressure, or their cheeks. There was a red card all day long by the boy Clarkson on young Redfern, who I didn't think had a great game last night. However, that doesn't matter. And if you see it, he just moves his foot. It's dangerous play. It's reckless. It's high because it's above the ball. The ball's well away, south side. I know you've watched it back just before the show there. It's a red card all day long, isn't it?
That is now. I've seen it back. Because last night I don't know if they were really reviewing anything. Last night they never gave an announcement that anything was ever getting reviewed at any time. But Clancy, I think he booked Clarkston for it. But then obviously they could have looked at it. It's nasty. Oh, you can see the way he turns his foot right at the end to get him right on that ankle and just above. Where he changed it.
I'll ask you a question, mate. I think we're fair on here with decisions, and that people might say different, but you know, I'll keep the bridge man away from the referees because I've been warned by Mrs. Bridge. He's not allowed to talk about referees on the meeting. Right? However, mate, right. What I want to say, do you remember, was it last season? Last season, I think it was, when Big Dessers fell. No, Big Dessers, Big Stirling slipped and took the boy out. You know?
Aye.
Now, are you telling me that was a worse tackle than what that boy done in Redfern last night?
No, there's no. But if they review it, I don't know who was on VAR. I've not got a clue. But they should probably have looked at it, and I would have said now, but looking at it, it was probably worthy of red. It's reckless and dangerous. That's what I would think. But that's how they deem it. I thought Clancy's performance last night was shocking. He's shocking, mate. He is just a shocking referee. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you heard the governor roar a couple of times, and it looked like it was a throw into us, and he didn't gear. He let a couple of Aberdeen players off with fouls that were quite cynical in the game. There was a couple where he played advantage, but didn't go back and probably book him when he's took one of your players out. I just think he's a shocking referee anyway, mate. And last night just proved it. I've never really seen him have a good game, to be honest, at any level. Even though when he's refereeing us, mate, even in other, I've watched him referee other games, you know. So no, I think he could have used the yellow card last night. He could certainly have used the red when I've watched that back and seen it. But he could have used the yellow card on a few of their players a lot more than he did, or he chose to.
Mm-hmm. There was one where Nisbet was pulling one of our defenders.
Absolutely, a big bunch of jersey, aye. Right.
He's right in front of him. It's a yellow. Listen, it wasn't dangerous or that. It's not like that tackle, Bridgeman. However, it was a yellow card all day long, wasn't it?
100%. On Mr. Clancy and his some of his colleagues.
Nick Walsh was on VR, mate. Nick Walsh.
There you go. I believe sincerely, and I'm not making fun of when I say this, a lot of folk don't understand some of the things I've talked about. I don't think VAR, and the South Side said it, I don't think VAR was even used last night. I don't think it was called in to be used. It might have been because I saw sometimes the referee holding put the hand up to his wee earpiece, But I never actually saw anything coming up on the screens or anything at all.
They said there was a couple they looked at and they told them to carry on, nothing to see.
They're asking one, Ox.
Yes.
They're asking one in the box. The announcement didn't come up.
Penalty.
The announcement didn't come up and say there's a VAR check.
I didn't think it was a penalty, mate.
I didn't think so. I've seen it back. At the time, I thought he might have caught him because where we sit, Ox, right? You know where we sit, and it's hard to determine if he'd caught him or no, right? But it didn't even come up and say there's a VAR check for a penalty. you seen him go on his ear and stuff like that, and then suddenly it was just wave on, you know. So
that's why I say, and I'm not being funny, so forgive me, I'm not going to say too much more. I don't think they're using VAR in case it assists Rangers. That's what I feel. In case it assists Rangers, if they have to make a decision, they always say no decision. Handballs against Celtic, we've had Celtic pulling their player into the box and all the crazy things happening. And last night was shocking.
Listen, everybody sees it different. I think that was a red card in Redfern, and I didn't think it was a penalty in Raskin. Listen, I jumped up for the penalty kick initially, mate, but once I seen it back, the defender got there first, in my opinion, no.
Can I say something else, by the way?
Aye.
Just popped in my head. I thought last night, for some of the Rangers supporters in that stadium that decided to boo Dessers coming on the park, is shameful. Shameful on the lot of them, right? He's coming on to represent Rangers. Whether we believe he's good enough or no, it doesn't matter. Whether he should have stepped up, if this is what it is, that he didn't take a penalty at Hampden or what, I don't know, right? But I don't think any Rangers player coming on the park should get booed. The big guy done his best for us at the start of the season when he was the only striker we had fit and available every single week. And he'll probably get moved on and he'll probably go. But he scored over 20 goals last season for us. It wasn't good enough in the end. But he scored, I don't know if you check it out, I think he might be on about 12 or 13 already. And he's went
13th goal.
13th goal, and he's went for the number one striker that we had fit and available to the third striker. But all the Rangers supporters are at Ibrox. He's wanting to hang your heads in shame, booing him coming on the park. I think it's out of order, and it's time it Stoke talks. That's just my opinion on it.
Can I come in on that quickly?
Yes, you can.
Totally don't like, in fact, I hate players getting booed. I think it's just shocking. Any Ibrox Rangers fans should never be booing the team. Never. No matter what it is. Eat humble pie, bite your tongue, do what you want to do, but do not boo the players. After the game, you can make representation in some way or other through the Rangers news or whatever it be what they've got there now. No, sorry, they cannot be booing the players. They can't be booing the players because that becomes a habit. And, generationally speaking, you end up with a crowd of people that have come through for maybe 20, 30 years that are quite happy to boo the team. No, I disagree with it entirely. So please, Rangers fans, don't be booing the team at any time.
Aye, well, you think you're one of the all-time legends. You got a warm welcome for the Copeland Road one day against Dundee. And he went on to do all right. I'm not saying Dessers that'll happen. I think I'm with you outside. I think there's a strong possibility he could leave in this window.
Listen, we've seen it. We've seen it. Players sometimes made mistakes. Amaruso go to it and all that. The funniest one I've ever seen was Cammy Fraser when he stuck his fingers up to the governor.
I can tell you the right story about that, mate.
Aye, then he went and took a penalty up there, didn't he? There against him.
Exact story about that incident.
Aye, listen, he was coming on as a sub last night, Dessers, right? I just don't think he should be getting jeered coming on the park. So I just think it's time that the home support cut it out. But listen, you're entitled to your opinion and people can do what they want, I suppose, as everybody keeps saying. But it's not a good look that you're booing one of your players or jeering him coming on the park. He's no asked for a move. He's no tried to engineer a move. If he's asked to play, he plays. He's hardly ever injured. And like I said, he was at the start of the season, he was a guy who could put the ball in it for us, whether he's good or bad. But I thought it was just sad last night to see him getting jeered coming on, and that's the last I'll say on it, mate.
Aye, mate. Aye. Yeah, listen, I don't think you're alone in that. I get people are frustrated, but it is a team game after all, and listen, I don't think he deserved that last night. He deserved a shuriken for some of his performances, and we can't say that he's not frustrated. He's also gave us some big minutes, Southside and Bridgeman. But listen, if it's time to move on, he's not the youngest, and if we get my money back and he gets after wage bill, carry on. He'll always be a talking point, if nothing else. Bridge.
Yeah, I'm not his biggest fan. I make no point. He was one of the players I desperately wanted to see. I thought that I like Dessers coming into Rangers and I like Lammers coming into Rangers, and I've been disappointed in both of them. I know he scored a lot of goals for us, and without his goals, we probably wouldn't be in the position in the league that we are. We'd be worse. And he's done, shall we say, overall, he's been a tremendous servant to Rangers in that sense, scoring the goals. But some of his performances have been woeful, absolutely, utterly woeful. And I wouldn't. I can only criticise him after the games like tonight. But I thought last night, that goal he scored last night was 1 in a million. From his own half, he's ran, took the ball, went to get around the keeper and put it in the net. And that's what you want for a centre forward. No matter what it is, he's got a wee bit of pace. Nobody can catch him, and he's away and puts the ball past the goalkeeper. Fabulous, just fabulous. And that's brilliant for him. I'm really pleased for him. But I agree with you. If he's going to go, he's going to go.
Aye. Listen, we better get these phone lines open outside there.
Aye.
Listen,
We won last night. Bears will be happy. So
we'll get your man in the matches once we've opened the phone lines. Get your thoughts on it. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, man in the match, Southside, then, Bridge.
Oh, man of the match. Askin might have shaded it. I know they gave it Ignaman in the stadium, not by somebody just likes a player in it. They just usually pick a man in a match. But I thought Yefty, I probably gave it to Yefty just because I thought he played well, he marked his men well, showed a lot of pace. He was up and down the park. There was a few good sort of performances. Also, Hadji was good first half and all, but not so good second. But I get Yefty overall, mate.
Bridgeman?
For me, I would give it to Enciella. I thought that he had a wonderful game, considering his youth and whatever experience he's got. I thought he had a tremendous game on the left side, and he started many attacks off. I thought he brought Yefty into the game brilliantly, and Yefty and Hadji had tremendous, absolutely tremendous. But I thought he was brilliant. He's got weak points, and he can't manage to gauge the high ball yet properly, and that's got to come. But he's a tremendous player. I've seen it last night. I'm really happy with that. Really happy with it.
Do you think he's, as a centre half, he's modelled his hair in yourself, Bridge?
I think that I love to see a left-sided footballer playing in the left. It's the centre half. There's a lot of naturalness in it, and he does that. And last night, hardly put a foot wrong. Well, there was maybe 2 passes he went astray, and one of them was really critical. So he needs to if he's going to do long passes on the ground, he needs to do it right and get it up to date. But my goodness, what a chance we've got to bring one of our own through, because he's one of our players, and we're bringing him through, and he's going to do the business for us, and he'll be a brilliant player for us. What we need is the other side, another right-handed centre half, but bigger. There's no fear to go up and head the ball. That's what I want.
Aye. Listen, I said it last night, and I've not changed my mind. I gave a joint man in the match. I thought the best football player in the park last night was Nico Raskin out of the piece, because of the work he done and the way he just put out the fires quietly and just made the team play. He didn't have his most effective game, but I gave a joint man in the match to Salah and Jeffy Southside, because I thought for their ages to play like that together shows a lot of promise. Listen, I don't know how good they are. We've criticised Shefty on here. He's made a few errors, but the way he got up and down that part, and he's trying to get back in position, the pace he showed at times, he's improving. How good he's going to be, I don't know. But I'll say it again, I like him. And Big and Salad, his third game, mate, doing all right, mate. He's doing all right.
Looking forward to Jeff Day next week at Old Trafford, coming up against Daniel, maybe Ahmad, anyway, right, him. Interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I think he's come on a good bit, Jefty. I think he's got loads of pace. I think he's got quicker, sort of, probably as he's got fitter. I think he understands the system better as well. I think he's got good control and sort of one touch. We've seen mad moments for him at times, getting the ball away and things like that, and maybe get caught out here or there. But on the whole, I think he's developing into a good player at the moment, Hawks. And I think you can see the improvement in him at the moment. And I think there's a lot more to come. And I think he'll be a really good player for us. And I think in time, somebody will look at him and come from. And I think we should get good money, but enjoy him while we've got him and see him grow. And hopefully he gets success while he's here. And the big man last night, it's like Entnots. They're flung in through necessity. He wouldn't have had a sniff. But because of the injury situation, we have to now fling him in. And he's nowhere near ready. But he came in the last few games. I think Dundee was a harder game than last night for him. But then again, bigger crowd last night that he's ever played in front of. And I think he done really well. His passing looked good. He was always not too bad at the B team. Sometimes he was a wee bit erratic. For the games I've watched in the B team last night, I think I've seen him get better. But he's still raw. And there's things that maybe probably needs an experienced player to be beside him. I don't think he'll be in long term. I think once proper Suter and Sterling and Balogun, I think they'll come in and play in the big games. But I'd like to think that the manager will keep him about the first team and use him when he thinks when he wants to use him. And I think Sunday will be a perfect game for him again, should he want to play him. But it's good to see him get a chance. But it's like any young boy that we've ever had. They only get flung in because of necessity. They never get given a chance. Every time we say, you hear the manager saying, nah. Every manager said that, nah, they're not ready. But there you go. He came in and he hasn't really looked out of place last night. If you'd turned up to watch Rangers and said, we signed him at the start of the season, blah, 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 he'd probably, if he didn't know anything, he'd probably think, well, he's been playing there all season. You know, he's got the right physicality and all that, and he's going to learn. The manager seems keen on him. And I like him, and it's good to see him getting a chance and playing well as well, because he did have a good game last night, especially passing the ball in between the defence and their midfield.
I can certainly pass the ball, you know. Obviously, that's not his first job, but good start to his career. Don't know how it's going to go, Bridge, but good start to his career, mate.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Excuse me. I think, what age... See, I thought I saw Ciela in a pre-season game. Did he sign for us?
He played against Birmingham, mate. He played against Birmingham.
That's what it was. And I thought he was a smashing-looking player, but we never saw him. And I got mixed up with the other coloured fellow. I can't remember what his name was. We moved on. He's moved on anyway. But really, that lad, he was really, really good last night. And I thought that I gave him my player of the game. I thought man of the match for me. It could have been a horror show for him, you know. But no, he did well, held the ball well, had a good interplay with Proper and the goalkeeper, and was very rarely found wanting from a defensive perspective, other than height. That's the only thing I would be a negative on him, is his height. Because we're depending on the guy getting the ball and heading it away. But I thought he had a wonderful game and some beautiful passes through the midfield for us, you know. So it was great to watch.
I'll tell you who's got the best leap at Ibrox. Anybody?
The best leap?
Aye.
Probably Rashkin.
Well, he gets up a lot. The guy
we egged him and gets up quite.
Aye. Jeffy, mate.
Hefty.
Hefty. Oh, aye.
I'm not saying he's the best either, but I'm not saying that at all. Yeah, there's a difference, yeah. You know.
Aye, he's 6 feet, isn't he? Hefty. He's about 6. You know, about
He's
6'1".
6'1". I think he's 6'1".
Somewhat.
Before you want to move on, do you want to hear the story about the Cammy Fraser one Southside? The true story about it?
Oh, here we go. I'm loving it.
Right, you might as well. Exclusive.
It wouldn't be right to mention the guy's name. You've actually met him. You might not remember right enough, but people can take that any way they want. Right? I'm just let me get to it, mate. Obviously, it was a long time ago, and obviously my grandfather told me about this because it's way before my time, as you know.
Oh, my grandfather.
Aye, that's true.
It's a shocker.
Love it. Let me get this. Right, so, listen, 40 years ago, it was December, mate, and I think it was a game against St Mirren. There was only about 12,000 then. Yeah. And that was December 1984, mate. I think we were sitting fifth in the league. Fifth in the league, yeah. And this gentleman, people used to move whatever goal the Rangers were shooting into in the government stand. Things have changed south side. You go to one end, and as they were shooting in the other end, you'd move your seat. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, you would know that being a lot older than me, right? So,
boy.
This anagram of the guy's name, who's well known in the West End of the city, right? Here the anagram, Heister. That's Heister. So people can work that out if they want to work out the guy's name. And for weeks, trust me, weeks, and the same Heister, who would have been, let's just say, in his early 20s then, used to put his hood up and try and sneak in the boys' gate back then. Right? No, obviously I wasn't there. I'm only hearing this third hand. My nose is getting bigger, right? So he was giving Mr. Fraser stick for weeks, mate. Weeks, yeah? He took a dislike to Mr. Fraser, and he was giving him tight in that game. The boys for the West End were sitting just in line with the 18-yard box. There was a goal, and Mr. Fraser came right over and gave it large to Mr. Heister, who proceeded to march several people, and myself included, if I'm honest, right to the main gate after the final whistle, and he wanted to make a complaint against Mr. Cameron Fraser, and that's the true story about that incident, mate.
Aye.
I
remember.
And someday my phone will start pinging, and there'll be somebody looking for me. And
wouldn't that be something? Or they'll phone in the night.
I'm saying, Mr. Heister, so people can work out the anagram, yeah? And that's the true story of that, mate. Yes. I couldn't believe you mentioned that. That goes up there with Andy Kennedy hat trick, but that man's through yours, wasn't it?
I know, I still thought he did, but...
He did in your mind, don't I mean?
Aye, he did. Back in the day, aye. No, I remember that. I remember going up there and on, I think after it, he took the penalty up there, didn't he? And he hit the post with it, because I think he was trying to make up for the backlash it came for it. And he hit the post. You know, so I what you doing, Cammy. You know, but aye.
Aye, people used to be seats at half time, man. Aye, anyway, we move on.
That was fun in games when you could do that.
Aye, mate, aye. Obviously, when we had the big ball back in the day, Bridgeman, but well before me and Southside's time, of course. You could move right
away you go. Away you go. Fair shocker.
I know, I just remembered when I was just going when they built the Copeland Bridge.
Unbelievable.
He means the original Rangers then, that's what he means.
Aye. Exactly.
All right. Okay, so listen, we'll touch on this after the break as well. But the announcement came out of the club today that we're scrapping the B team. And I'll tell you whose view I would like to get in this when he's back for his winter vacation as well, Bears, but Southside. But basically, the way I've read it is Mr. Cobham's come out and he said he wants them to be ready, first team ready. They should either be involved with our first team or they'll go to get on loan. And we've been saying this for a while. They're not ready when they're meant to be ready, yeah? No, you look at that boy. He looks ready in Salah. The FT's the same age as all the B team players. Physically, he looks ready. But the boys we brought in, Lowry, McCausland, they ain't looked ready, and that's no right. They should be.
Are you saying Salah's ready because he's got the height and the physique?
Part of the game, mate. Certain positions you need it.
Aye. The boys, they're no. Well, they haven't been. Then it's not going to be the same environment as what you're going to come into at Ibrox to get when you come in and play in the first team. Just using that as an example for what they're getting in the B team, it's miles of a difference. And they're probably right. They have to go and play, get them out there in a reserve team or something that you know they're going to get game time. Speak to the manager if he wants them on loan. Just for instance, if we use Cole McKinnon, we can use him. He's away to Ayr United. So hopefully he'll get game time at Ayr United. He's going to be playing in the Championship for 6 months. And it's giving him all the game time that you're wanting, exposing him to that men's football, we can say, because he's not getting exposed to it at Ibrox in the first team. So it's good that he's getting out there, and hopefully that will benefit him. That's what we need. And any other one, but it looks like the way they're scrapping this, the B team now, we'll see what boys are going to get released or what are they actually going to do with them. Are they going to keep some and farm them out and give them an extra year's contract to the ones that are coming out of contract? It'll be interesting, Ox, to see what it's going to be once they come out and explain everything about it.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate how difficult it is, Bridge, to say it's somebody at 14, we want to sign you, we think you're going to be a good gene. And there's a lot of things that come in, development, how you kick on, your physical attributes, if you're good enough, if you can handle playing men's football, when all of a sudden you get thrust into it. Yeah, and I get it. Understand it, it's not exact science, so you can't just say, he'll do, he's the right size, he'll work out, oh, look, his dad's 6'4", he's going to be 6'4". It's not always worked like that, does it? Correct,
you're right there. You're right there, pal. Seriously. You think that, I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. I think it's our Southside saying, maybe you guys know, I'll give a couple of wee snippets. Why are we getting rid of the A team, or the B team? Why are we doing that? Rangers and Celtic.
I think it's working. I think that it's simple as it's meant to be feeding players into the first team, mate. Yeah. And what we're getting, the bang for our buck, or the numbers we're getting compete for places, isn't it working?
Right. But does that mean that B team football won't be played in Scotland again?
No, it's just
purely Rangers.
Well, there's no really. There's bits and pieces, and there's the Lowland League that some of our teams were in. We went first, and we felt that didn't work, so they want to try another avenue. And maybe they think it's just not working. They're no, this doing your apprenticeship and then maybe not being on the tools is not working to get you in the first team, because all they're ever doing is doing the first 2 years of the apprenticeship, Bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand it. Yeah, I understand it.
So listen, people have different views, so feel free to give us a phone 0141 356 1972, and I'm sure there'll be some rationale financially outside of what we're doing, what we're spending, what we're getting, because ultimately that's what you've got to look at. Is it worth it?
Well, we're getting friendlies. That's what they're getting, unless we compete in the Challenge Cup or Youth Cup and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, what we're getting as a club, what we're getting in our first team. Yeah.
We're not producing it into the first team for the reasons, because the boys are playing non-competitive games. Mm-hmm. We don't have a structure. Like the Premier League down in England is an under-23 league, and they go and buy all the best talent and they stick them in that league. And then once they think they're good enough or they're competing in there, they start to filter them into their first team. B, probably in Scotland, there's a lot of B teams. I don't know why they can't say they can't run a reserve league, because it was good to have the young players, and then you'd have a couple of players that would drop down at your first team that were coming back for injury. They could go in and play in that game and they pass on the experience. I've heard millions of players talk about it in the past. I know football's moved on, but to have a couple of first team players playing that day for you, coming back, going to try and get yourself back to fitness, probably gives a young boy at a club a boost looking up to them. But we've been to hundreds of these games watching the B team, and some of them are even behind closed doors where they don't even let you in. But there's no competitive in it. You know, we got Bassey because we played Leicester City at Auchenhowie, and we spied him, and then we eventually got him because of it. Played Brentford a few times and all that. Then we went and played the continental teams and played Bayern Munich, Villarreal and all that. And then you're coming back to playing in the League Cup and all that. But the boys they're not getting tested every week. It's just like a bounce game. And then they went for a period of time where they weren't getting any really games. They weren't setting up many games for the B team to play. And there is some nice boys in that squad. And what the day with them will be up to the manager. But the boy Mason Munn, the goalkeeper, is well worth keeping. Boy Finlay Curtis has got 60 goals in 2 seasons. Surely we're going to maybe keep on to him or give him a contract because his contract's up. And like you say, there's other boys in there. And the boy Paul Miso, cracking big player as well. A black boy plays in the middle of the park. He's got decent ability. You like to think that he would be one that would be trying to kick on as well. And there's a boy Webster, there's a boy Hutton and all that right back. And I don't know. You've got the other boy we've just lent out to Livingston to get experience who scored the other day, Robbie Fraser. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when they come out and explain what they're going to do. I take it we're going to be looking to loan them out to teams, but you want to loan them out to teams that are going to play football and they're going to get a chance. I don't know, maybe looking at Falkirk and seeing if Falkirk's a place for any of them we could move to, because Falkirk like to play football, and maybe see if we could find a spot in there for them to play, since that's a manager that wants to play that style works, and see if it helps any of our players going forward.
Aye, listen, only time will tell if it's a positive move or a good move or no. But I would like to think they've looked at it closely, not just over the last few weeks since the new CEO was in, and they've got together and they've said this is my thoughts on it. And it's no slight to the boys' bridge, because they need this pathway, you know. And listen, we accept it. Not everybody's going to make it. That's football, but there's got to be an opportunity, and there's got to be development.
Yeah, well, it's got to be looked at, isn't it? And they've obviously looked at it and thought that's a waste of time for us, or maybe just a waste of money, which maybe in turn is a waste of time. I just feel sorry for the players that are involved in the B team. Can I just ask, do you think is it going to finish now, or is it going to finish at the end of the season?
There's no games to play, Bridge.
None at all.
None
at all. So there's
no fixtures as such, apart from the odd one. And obviously they're in the Challenge Cup, some of them kick about the Glasgow Cup, etc.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no got a run of fixtures to see. So he's saying about development. So players might start moving, and then there might be the next group of players who are there. You might see many of them loaned out. You know, they might come back to the pre-season with Rangers, and then they might be loaned out all over the country, north and south of the border, maybe even abroad, south side.
Aye, if you get one or two abroad, it might help as well. I'm not worried about that. At least if they're getting experience and getting game time on the park. I know you've heard them saying the club likes to look after them, they like to keep them monitoring them, keep them at the club. But either try and promote a couple of the boys that if he's looking at it, and then get the rest out and loan. But you can only promote them into the first team if you really think that they're going to make a breakthrough at some point. And like you say, NCR would never have got a game anywhere near this season in that team, probably, if the team hadn't had any injuries. So we seem to always fling a boy in through necessity. We've done it with Patterson, we've done it with McCausland, done it with Lovelace that day as well when he got injured. Now we're doing it with NCR, only because of necessity. So sometimes I just wish that they would take a bit of care and time with some of them and just give them a chance now and again. But I know the pressure, and we need to win, and where we are now, we need to be winning every week, and we can't do that with the first team players that we're looking at times and look at the uproar it's causing. So I understand the pressures and all that, but we need to try and see in the long term if we can produce a 2 or 3 year youngsters or at least 4 or a 5 year period. And Josh Gentles and the boy Munn, the goalkeeper and the striker. Josh Gentles has looked really good now since I first seen him. He's developed really well. He's doing well. So we've got a nucleus of boys there that have got a bright future as long as they get chances going forward in the long run. Ox.
Right, okay. Get yourself in mute because we're going to have a tune.
Our colours white and blue. We're Protestants and proud of it. We're known from near and far. Glasgow Billy Boys they call us. Hurrah, hurrah, we are the Billy Boys. Hurrah, hurrah, we make a lot of noise. We're up to here, we'll never fear. We all are Billy sons. We are the Glasgow Billy Boys. On the 12th day of July, you'll find us in the walk with our brother Orange men. There's Sandy, Bill and Jack. Willie is our hero, he beat them at the Boyne. Glasgow Billy Boys they call us. Hurrah, hurrah, we are the Billy Boys. Hurrah, hurrah, we make a lot of noise. We're up to here, we'll never fear. We all are Billy sons. We are the Glasgow Billy Boys. We believe in freedom, we won our fight that day. At the Battle of the Boyne, we're very proud to say, James he was defeated, justice had been done. Raise now a glass to King William. Hurrah, hurrah, we are the Billy Boys. Hurrah, hurrah, we make a lot of noise. We're up to here, but we never fear. We all are Billy sons. We are the Glasgow Billy Boys. Hurrah, hurrah, we are the Billy Boys. Hurrah, hurrah, we make a lot of noise. We're up to here, we'll never fear. We all are Billy sons. We are the Glasgow Billy Boys.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We're all back, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes. That song there might be quite. We've got a caller coming in, quite apt for the caller coming in. Right, okay, aye. Listen, I'll be interested to see how this pans out, mate. I've not really time to make my mind up how it's going to go. I don't think it's a bad move because my initial thoughts, Southside, because I don't think what we were doing was working, and I don't think we were being fair to the group of boys. Yeah.
Aye. No, it's got to be positive if because what we've watched when we've had a chance to go and watch it, obviously it isn't working. The boys need to be exposed to football, a man's game, as you call it, a wee bit of physicality, even at times probably get shirked to have some teammates and stuff, pull your weight or whatever. You might have a couple of bad games and stuff, but you need to go out and take responsibility, grow up a bit, because listen, they get it easy now. You know, they come into an environment, they're doing their own decent contracts, a lot of them, and they come in, and it's no going back to the old days when you listen to players who used to clean the players' boots and all that, and you go out and clean the stadium and do wee jobs about the place. They come in, they've got a first-class environment that they walk into, And sometimes going out and loan probably shows them what they've got if they want to come back or come back and then be lucky enough to go on the park and play for us and show that you've got the ability to do it. Or else you can see what you can get at the other side by going out and loan at some clubs where you might go to. Well, it's not a great environment, it's not a great changing area, and it's not great facilities. But at the end of the day, first and foremost, you've got to go out and get the experience and grow up a bit, and then come back and hopefully you'll get to play at Glasgow Rangers.
Aye, we'll see where it takes us. Well, after that song, we'll be joined by Billy. Evening, Billy.
Evening, troops. How we doing?
Aye,
Good night yourself.
Aye, all right, mate. All right. Oh, I was listening to Bridge here. I know he's a great lover and 25 feet tall centre half. So, you there, Bridge? Aye.
Aye, I'm here, pal.
Good, mate. Good. I had a wee quick scan at the Rangers defenders there. Right, I'm going to give you the height of all the players and the defenders. Right, John Suter is 6'1". Leon Balogun is 6'3". Robin Proper is 6'3". Clinton Nasala is 6'2". Dijon Sterling is 6'1". Leon King is 6 foot. Jeffy is 6 foot. Yilmaz, which is quite interesting. I thought he was smaller than that.
4'7".
Yeah, listen, Ox. This is interesting because I thought he was weird than that. He's actually 5'9", mate.
Yeah, I would think he is. It's only compared to other boys that looks weird, but average height, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then James Tavernier is 6 foot. And another interesting one and all was Adam Devine. He's 6'3".
Is he?
6'3", mate. That. I wouldn't have. Somebody asked me that question.
I've seen him for a couple of years, mate.
Is that the big fella that was the right back?
They're a teed it, boy.
Aye, big tall fella, right enough, aye.
So there you go.
Can I just say...
Must go to tiny bubbles.
Aye, tiny bubbles. Can I just say, I'm not saying that the guys are too much about the guys. If we're going to be playing at the top level of football, we have to have people who can head the ball away. And first of all, they've got to get up to get the ball. So for me, we should be playing, we should have a centre half is at least 6'5", possibly 6'6", or however taller we can get them. And he must be able to play football, obviously. But the taller you are, the better chance you've got. And if you've got a good build, nobody's going to say boo to you half the time. So that's the way I look at it. We'll get good centre halves with big builds, but not the height. But I do think we should. I've been saying this so forgive me, for maybe 6 or 7 years. We need to do this, but we haven't done it yet. I think the best we got was that boy what was the fair-headed boy, big left-footed centre half, 2 seasons ago there, Oxchair.
The sweet. The boy who got injured. Yeah. He was injured.
That's his.
Hollander.
He was 6'4", and you could see he was 6'4". Balogun, not a bad player. None of them are bad players, but when you see how many goals we lose from corner kicks, headed by guys that are 6'3" and upwards, it's incredible. It's just incredible, and you're getting out jumped with high balls coming down, either from free kicks or from the goalkeeper just booting the ball up the park. We're getting out jumped sometimes, and I'm not saying that the guys are small that are out jumping us. They're maybe the same height. We need to get guys that can head the ball and do play a game of football. And I thought the young lad that played last night in Ciela, I thought he had a smashing game. But I've said it all the way through. He's not reaching the ball sometimes with his head, and that's possibly because he's not tall enough, or he's not springing enough, or just a matter of fact that the ball was beating him, and he couldn't do anything about it. Sorry, that's as far as I'm going to argue about it.
You've been consistent in that view. Listen, I think the game's changed a bit, Billy. Listen, you want guys that's going to compete there. You don't. the game's changed in it. I think it's centre back now. They touch the ball a lot more than sometimes we would like. But also, I think pace has became an asset in that position that wasn't as important in the past. I don't know what you're taking it, Billy.
Aye, I think you've got to be a good reader of the game as well, playing at the back as well. But you're right enough, you've got to have pace. But saying that too, Hollander wasn't blessed with the greatest of pace, but he could read the game. You know, so I think the perfect Santa Claus, I was going to say, the perfect centre half out there. You want him to be Bridges' height, good with 2 feet, plenty of pace, and can tackle a line and win the ball, eh?
You find them every day, don't you?
You can just get into the transfer market willy-nilly and pick them out. Do you know, I was just actually, when Bridge was talking there as well, which, listen, Bridge, it's a second point you've got as well. You know, your big, strong centre halves can see exactly where you're coming from. But I was just looking at Davy Weir there, and look how good Davy Weir, a football player, was, even when he came to Rangers at, what was he, 37-year-old or something? He was 6'3". Our 9 in a row captain, Richard Gough, was only 6 foot tall, and how good was he in there? Big Terry Butcher was 6'4", and big Lorenzo Amoruso, only 6 foot tall. And look how good the centre halves they were. You know? So,
and this is listen, if you look at Amoruso, he was as wide as he was tall, wasn't he? You know, the shoulders on him. Gough was south side, he was athletic, wasn't he? And he developed his game, came into the United team at right back and moved into the middle. You know, Big Butcher was just, he was maybe the type that Bridge would want. Would that be fair?
100%. 100%. I'll take 3 of them. 3 of them.
Well, I wouldn't say no, but I think they're hard to find. And also, they have the ball a lot more than they had in the past, didn't they?
You've got to be able to use the ball, innit? You've got to be able to use the ball. It's all right being 6'6" or something, but no, we've got to be able to play a bit of football with it as well, because, listen, we want our centre-backs to go and take the ball with them. We're usually on the front foot in Scotland anyway. I mean, many times, if you look last night, it was our 2 centre-backs, more or less, in their half. You know, so the way
there was a bit in the first half, mate. I think they were at 25. The whole team was 25 yards to their goal. The 2 centre-backs had pushed up that far.
We want somebody commanding, dominant in the air, and hopefully we'll get somebody. I think we need to get definitely 2 centre-backs to come in straight away, push Suter, and maybe even be, if he's good enough, he's better calibre than Suter, then he just goes in the team, and Suter can fight for his place, or they might move him left sometimes if we don't get that dominating left-sided centre-back. But either or, we need to get a couple of decent centre halves, but I think most teams want them to be able to pass the ball and play out a wee bit. But we'll see what we get. I'm sure we'll maybe get somebody in the window. I think it is a priority for the manager.
It'll be interesting to see what he gets. Look, there's not very many people centre halves and playing in Britain that are 6'5" and available to Rangers. There's a centre half. I think he plays with Brighton now. Is it Donk or something like his name is? I thought he was a superb centre half, but he's about 6 feet 4 or 5. You know, he's a big tall player. I thought he was a smashing player and fearless, absolutely fearless. You know, and I like that. I like that in a centre half.
If you could turn back time, I mean, obviously you take Willie Woodburn Bridge, but if you could turn back time, Billy, and you were to put one in a centre half in the team now, who would you pick?
Richard Gough all day long.
Richard Gough, I know a bad. Yeah, be a popular choice, south side.
Said on here many a time, Richard Gough for me walks into any Rangers team that I pick. They had everything you want in a Rangers player, same as Barry Ferguson walks into any Rangers team that I pick. Carlos Escuela, good centre back. So he was. And Graham Roberts came in, wasn't the tallest, but he gave you everything, didn't he? And Craig Moore just cemented everything that moved at times.
I'm laughing, mate. I told a Graham Roberts story the day, mate, but I can't tell it on air.
Big Robo certainly wasn't the tallest, you know, and he was kept for England and all, even at that height, and all that you're talking about. So if you were good enough, you get picked. But aye, big Carlos Quella, he was a big era and all, you know. So
I think the best
Again,
centre half
the
has had.
same team, and an entertainer at centre half and an entertainer at centre forward, Billy.
See, I would go for a Terry Butcher and a Goffey as his right hand man. That's what I'd go for.
Never what? But that partnership wasn't great.
No, I'm not saying it was, but that's who I would go for. If we're talking about how we're going to build a
Fox has
team.
only got one man, Ronnie McKinnon. He said.
Ronnie McKinnon.
Well, partnered by Mr. Fox.
Mr. Fox, aye. I love it. No, Ronnie McKinnon was a speed merchant and a very good centre half for what he did. And I always liked the boy that he was either Danish or Swedish, Bjorklund. I thought he was a tremendous player to have at your side. No matter what side you want to put him in. You know, if you've got somebody that's left-footed, he could go play right. But what a good, shall we say, sweeper? As the old adage, he could have been a great sweeper for us. So these are guys that we know and loved in the past. And to me, for this modern day football, I don't think Rangers, a club like Rangers should have a centre half who is really, really good, completely competent with the ball at his feet, and able to pass the ball, and of course must be able to read a game. That's a given. He's a centre half. What's the point in being a centre half? You can't read the game. So read the game, play football, be courageous, and get rid of every ball you can. That's what I want.
Aye. Interesting stats there, Billy. What did you make of last night, mate?
I thought we played really well. We got away to a flyer. We were unlucky not to score a couple of goals before we got the first one. I thought for a period, the full 90 minutes, were by far the better team, but it took us till late on to get that second killer goal. I said to the big man when we were watching the game, I says, we need to get a second there just not to give them a sniff, because with all the football and all that we had, all it takes is one stupid error or a breakaway, or they get a wee bit of luck in the box, boom, the ball's in the back of the net, and all that good work we've done early piece, we're putting ourselves back on the back foot again. But that said, we thoroughly deserved the 3 points, and if we can kill the game quicker, that means, if we get for talking about, had I got that second goal before half time, then it's a completely different game plan in the second half. Aberdeen's got to come out a wee bit, or any other team's got to come out a wee bit, and that they start to leave spaces, we can exploit them in behind it with our pace. But that's my only negative for last night. We didn't kill the game half quicker.
Listen, I get that, mate. I get that. When you're in tap, you've got to put the foot in the throat, as Bridgman would say. Southside.
Aye, Billy, like I said, we missed a good few chances in the first half, and if we took them and went in 3 or 4 up, as a lot of people were talking about at half time in the concourse, we wouldn't have been surprised. But I thought we played nice play. I thought Hadji was good at times and played some lovely passes, and I thought they linked up quite well. I thought Tierney influenced the game at times as well on that. So I think you can see that we're doing quite well, Billy, and passages are playing. You can see how it's coming together and it's building. They're building and getting to learn more for each other by playing more regularly together in the same park and that. And I think you can see that there's something there. It's just the away form's got to be better, and that's what's killed us this season. But apart from that, looking forward to I think a lot of changes on Sunday. But Aberdeen should have been finished by half time. They should have really have been finished. And like I say, 3-0 made it the scoreline better coming out of the stadium. But it flattered Aberdeen, didn't it?
It did. Do you know what's frustrating as well? I was actually talking to my wee mate about this today. We were talking about our away form, and I says to him, I can't work this one out for the life of me. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, guys. I went like, look at our home form, right? We play the same formation at home, and then when we go away into Europe, we do well in Europe away from home, 9 times out of 10, and that's playing a far superior opposition. Then when we go to play domestically away from home, for some crazy reason, we're all over the place. I just can't put my finger on it. I've racked my brains for a wee while now, and I don't know if it's down to the mentality of the players or whatever it is. But I just can't put my finger on it at all, lads.
But my theory on it, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes when we play away from home, we're offensive, which is good. You know, if you take the second half against St Mirren again, the game should have been finished. We got the equaliser, we should have won and won the game, but we didn't. Mm-hmm. I just think that in the away games, a lot of the time, we're no one in the midfield over the 90 minutes, mate. And sometimes we all the days they play the pitches, etc., a lot of the teams, they get the ball long and quick, and our midfield go back with the two because we'll get the two, and they go back against the centre halves, mate, and we end up with nothing in midfield because the guy in front of them, be it Tom Lawrence, be it Barjami, Hadji, etc., because they've all played in there at times, is then they're up between the strikers and there's nobody in there, and that's one of the reasons I've criticised the shape of the team, because when they're playing the long balls, your midfield go back naturally to try and help because that's what they do, Maester. Man, it's just a punt up the park. Our midfield go back and back and back, and then we end up in problems because of that. Now, the other thing was, at the start, we never looked likely to score any goals. That's changed a bit. We look more offensive now, and we look as if we can. Once we start taking the chances, I think we might not worry so much about the shape of the team, because if you take chances, you win games. Look, you shouldn't go Easter Road, score 3 goals and no win, mate. You should win the game. Yeah, but that's my take on it. A simple view on what I've watched and what I've seen. And it's not just this season, mate. I had a problem with it last season. Southside, Denbridge.
Aye. Well, you're right in what you say, Ox. But the system, I think, works. If we go about the system, I think the system works when we're winning, and we can always pick goals when we don't. But you're right in a lot of the things you say, mate, to be honest. Can I just touch on something about that reserve? See, when we're talking about scrapping this reserve, the academy thing, my mate's just texted me and he said we'll still keep the under-18 team, because he's just texted me and said the reason he said, and he'd also pointed out, he says, because he goes to just about every single game, he gets even in when the place is shut, and they only let select few in. And his thing he said to me just earlier the other night was how, he says, I'm just worried about how we get the best 15, 16-year-olds that we're trying to attract to the club. He said, obviously we'll keep an under-18 team and that might be the lure for them, but most people will go to academies in it and you'll think they're getting trained after the best coaches at that academy when you get there and all that, we have you are getting in. But sorry, mate, that was just a side issue because he texted me and gave me a bit of spiel there about that. But
we'll come back to that. Yeah, carry on.
Okay.
Billy's point about the away form. Any put your finger on, or is it simple as I've said on here before that you're just a jinx?
It could be, aye. Just this year, it must be. I've got many seasons of credit in the bank, I'd like to think. It certainly cost me enough. Aye, listen, it's like, but didn't it, I mean, if you just quickly, didn't turn up 45 minutes against St Mirren, you know, poor goalie gives away a penalty and then we're right on the back foot and then we get mugged that day coming out because we battered them and we just didn't get that extra goal that would have got the points. Motherwell would create 3 good chances, but we get 2-0 done. And we're starting again and you batter them the second half. So although we dropped the points, some of the play was good. Although we didn't get the goals, we build up play, we battered them, we created chances, the goalie had a few saves and we missed a few. Aye, Billy, I don't know. We just need to be more consistent. We need more players in the squad to help what we've got. And if you lose a couple of players out the team, we don't really have the quality it can come in. And you got to maybe roll your sleeves up a bit more away from him, and it's attitude and application. And the first off against St Mirren, terrible. The game against Dundee, terrible. No, as in application and desire and just no doing the job right. Hibs game, we absolutely battered them. We should have been out of that game, out of sight at half time. We only went 2 up. We let them back into it. We got a dodgy penalty, and then we let them back into it again. But you've got to look at it. We've got injuries, different goalkeeper, no centre backs. But it's games you should be winning. Teams that are going for a league title or trying to achieve a league title grind results out when you go to these grounds. You grind them out if you have to. And unfortunately for us, we have to. But I think going forward, we've got enough in the squad that we'll get better and adapt to this and know what it means. Had you said today in a press conference, you need to, when you come here, you play every 3 days, you can't draw, you need to win. And that's what they need to get into the system. We need to win these games. And it will come by experience, and that's what happens. They know we've fell short in a few of these games, Billy. That's what's really done us at the moment.
Talking about experience, we've been joined by Bob Ger. Evening, Bob Ger.
Hi, good evening, everyone. How you all doing? All right.
Aye,
absolutely spot on. It's been a Jekyll and Hyde season. Away from home, it's been a nightmare. At home, it's been excellent. It's just a pity we couldn't combine the two. We were up there fighting for that league championship. But ever optimistic, didn't rule anything out. We played well last night. I was impressed with the young centre half. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I do. I thought he didn't have much dependent today, but some of his forward passes were excellent, especially in the first half last night. So that's maybe another added bonus for the team. A good victory, a good one. So we should go by this no bother on Sunday. Let's hope so. And on we go to the next league games, Dundee United, because Old Trafford will take care of it.
A week Sunday.
A week Sunday. That's so. If we can just transpose the form into the away games and see how the second half of the season takes us. See where it takes us.
I tell you what, we would add a balloon and a stick to the prize if anybody names the team for Sunday, Southside.
I think Tav will play some minutes.
Yes.
I think.
Do you think you can get them all, mate? Do you think the young boy comes in goal? Does he get a chance?
Munn? No, I wouldn't take that chance. No. I would. If Buckland doesn't play Sunday, he's definitely no feature on Old Trafford. And I don't know what the situation is. It's went very quiet. Nobody's ever really asked the manager that sort of question when they've had the chance. I thought if he was going to come back at all and he had a chance, he would have to play against Fraserburgh. But I think it'll be Kelly. I think you'd probably go with Tav. I think it would probably be Ridvan at left back and leave Yefty out. I think you play Enciala. And if Sterling's nowhere near fit, I would it'll be King. I think you leave Raskin, take Raskin out the team, you play Diamandi because he's suspended against Manchester United. So I think you stick him in there with Connor Barron and give him some game time. Now I'm scratching my head. Cherny stays out the team. So if McCausland's fit, I'd play Ross McCausland on the right. Hadji can't play in near Danilo. So you think you'll put they two in your team?
Well, Danilo might be injured, mate. And Hadji got one in the back last night, didn't he?
Well, if they're fit enough, I think the two of them will start. If Danilo can't start, then you can play Dessers. And on the left-hand side, I would probably go with... He's heard him saying something might be wrong with Cortez. So I had fun with young boy Lovelace, and he was on the bench last night. Why not stick him out there?
Right. It'll be interesting to see if anybody gets the team right for that, mate. As we said, a balloon and a stick. You know, remember that used to be a good prize, Billy?
Saying that, you could get a starting 11 for the Rangers Radio night out. It would give Fraserburgh again.
You might get a starting 11. You wouldn't get a finishing 11, but
Well, that's true.
You know. Aye, but Bob Jerry, last night, listen, we've been tough on our team, we've criticised them, and we're frustrated. When they took the 4 games, the Simons United Firm game, mate, this season could have just been building up. I know it's always if buts and maybes, you know, and pressure does strange things to certain people and certain teams, you know, and we'd have been the finishing horse, and it could have been really interesting, Bob Jerry, but maybe we've just left ourselves with too much today, mate.
I think we maybe have left ourselves too much today. There's 16 league games left, because there's a sum total of 48 points. The way we've been playing inconsistently, home and away, can you see us getting a full 48 points? They'll not get a full 48 points either, but I think they've got too big a cushion on us for us to close the gap. I'm not saying we'll not close the gap, but we'll not close it enough to get near them. I don't think so. We'll have to sell too much today, which is a shame. As we've just previously discussed there, the away form's let us down this year. If the away form had been a good bit consistent, and you were like, I don't know, 4, 5, half a dozen points behind, then all things are possible. But now, the gap's too big. I think every Rangers fan you talk to would say the same. But you keep plodding on, you keep battling on, and trying to get everything laid to rest with all the politics that's going on with the club, and get everything better on the park, get a better team, get a better system, get better results. That's what we're all striving for. But as far as the gap goes now, I'm afraid it's just too much this year.
You're being realistic, you know, but as I said, the games, Simon, either side, they're all for them, they're frustrating. So I said, I know it's not just that, you know, but they're frustrating now. So quickly it's happened, isn't it?
The repeat last year, the real damage, everybody goes on about Ross County and Dundee and aye, but the damage was done against the Motherwell at Ibrox that day, when Silver couldn't put the ball in for 4 yards, getting into Kelly's arms and stuff like that, and missed sitter after sitter. Because I would have went 5 points clear or something like that at that point or something, and then they get beat by Hearts on the Sunday, and that would have made the gap bigger at that time, but that's where it started, and then the 2 away games just done as I know, but in away for them again this year's done as well, St Mirren and the Hibs game and now Dundee. It's games that we should have won. Motherwell, they're the ones that have killed the chance that we had at the time. But listen, we've got to get back to winning ways, and we have at Ibrox, so hopefully it'll be the same on Sunday, and then we'll go to Manchester and we'll have a go at them. Why no? Everybody else is. So we might as well go. It's more like a free hit for us. And then hopefully when we come back on the Sunday at 12 o'clock, which don't like the kick-offs, we'll get that away one, get the monkey off the back, and hopefully we'll keep that run going away from him. We'll start to rack up the wins, and we'll see where it takes us towards the end of the season. But we know what the targets are at the moment. Win the league games and have a go at this Europa League. Let's try and get into the last 8. What an achievement that would be for the squad and for the team, if we can do that. And then obviously we'll have a go in the Scottish Cup when you get by Fraserburgh, and we'll see where the next round takes us. But they're the 2 main targets, and just try and stay as consistent in the league with the wins as many as we can. So that's why I'm looking at it at the moment.
All right, Bally, I know you like your stats and that, yeah? I know you're a man for that, you know? And I know you study your form and get your cooking. I know it's somebody who uses a pin that's bent to pick each super fix. Right? Anyway, Bally, here's one for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
See the starting 11 last night?
Yep.
Yes, you with me? Yes?
Yep.
When we played them up in Pittodrie, there was only one player who started last night.
There you go. I think that last night was that just the second time we've played the same starting 11 back-to-back games this season.
We done it at Hibs and Celtic, didn't we?
Well, there you go. Then that just shows you. Listen, see, to be honest with you, Ox, I think you made a lot of cracking points here when you were talking about the form and all that, and the way form. But see me throw into it as well, basic errors. You know, like Buckland and you know, schoolboy stuff like that, mate. And then we've got injuries, so you can't. If you've got injuries, players not in the team, you can't become consistent. You know, we've not started it's basically the same starting 11 more than twice in any 2 given games. You could throw in we've been unlucky, we've been hitting the woodworking games, and then when we do create good chances, we're not taking them, you know. But listen, we'll keep going till it's mathematically impossible to catch them. That's what you've got to do, because we've got standards to set and we've got games of football to win. And just because it's maybe a hard way to draw these points back, that doesn't mean to say we've got to down tools and just give up. We've got to just keep going, you know. And if we keep going, we start to get the consistency winning games of football, which can only breed confidence over a longer period of time. Because, I mean, we're talking about 2 games in a row with the same starting 11, and I don't think we've played 2 halves together and with the same consistency this season. You know, we've either been brilliant in the first half and then we've maybe fell out at the second half, or there you go, perfect example last night, we were different class for the full 90 minutes, but we just couldn't get that killer second goal. So it's up until late on in the game. So it's been a multitude of different things that's all been thrown us all our season, and that's got a knock-on effect as far as I'm concerned when you're trying to be consistent, especially more so in the league. The cup games are different, you know, they're a 1.5 game, but when you're in the league, you've got to be consistent. And when you throw all the things into the equation, you know, and then different things like that, you're always going to have problems.
Aye. Listen, the team that night up at Pittodrie, Southside, was Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Balogun, Casemiro, Barron, Raskin, McCausland, Lawrence, Berjami and Dessers. I think that's pretty remarkable that only one of the players started last night, if I'm honest. I didn't realise.
Well, when you say that, aye. How many of the players that were in that team now are out injured?
Well, Butland and Tavernier obviously taps back, but Suter, Balogun's coming back, Casemiro's a badging, Barron carrying in the team, McCausland on the bench, Lawrence injured, Berjami was on the bench and come on, and Dessers is third choice now. So the change of the team is pretty frightening. Would you throw that off the top of your head? One out of 11?
No. I was trying to think when you said the one. I was actually thinking Yefty, but I was thinking that's probably not right or something. And you'd said Casemiro. Aye, it is. It just shows you how much it's sort of changed. Dessers obviously was the only striker available at that time and all, wasn't he? So that would have been my choice if you said who played up front. But aye, it's a big change. And we're hoping it will change again when we get some players in the door. Hopefully, he said we'll get 2 signings, so hopefully we'll manage to get 2 done. And he also said it might be one that we have to escalate, that we might have been looking for in the summer, but we might have to try and get him in January. So at least if he does that, it's more or less like a long-term target that we've had, that we might have just had to bring 6 months forward.
Yes. Bridgeman, know how we did debate earlier on about the penalty kick incident last night? You thought it was, I thought it wasn't. Yeah? Yeah. Right, here's one for you, mate. And are you sitting down?
Aye.
You might want to be, right, when you hear this. Are you ready?
Go on.
Right, okay. Right, there's 134 league clubs in the UK. With me?
Aye.
121 of them have had penalty kicks. Yeah. Out of the 13 that's left, there's only one of them in the Premier League in Scotland who haven't had a penalty kick. Some of these campaigns worked, didn't it?
Of course. We're a very unfortunate club, Rangers. And I've said this many, many times before. There's absolutely no way this should be happening to Rangers. No way at all. Very, very poorly refereed. Very poorly refereed. When we win, we played against that mob across the city and we beat them 3-0. And that was deserved 3-0. 3 clear-cut goals, no damage at all, no shouting and bawling, but there was loads of free kicks, potential penalties, blah, 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 in the game. But most of them should have went to Rangers and never got them. So watch it last night. Most of the free kicks from an absolutely filthy team, absolutely filthy. Nearly every tackle they tried was studs up, and with the studs up all the time. And that boy Clarkson, and by the way, he's a smashing wee player. But my God Almighty, he didn't have catch. It
was a yellow. It was a red card all day long, mate. I'll come with Billy on that one. I think he's just fell off his seat as well when he's seen that in black and white. Bob Ger, has that shocked you?
No. I'll go for a no, because I'm with Bridgeman on this, and I'm with a lot of people on this, and there is a bias against Rangers. Last year we had the ball in the back of their net 5 times, and it was ruled out with VAR 5 times. I don't see how that was possible. I'm not going to exemplify them all, you can them all. The one that dwells with me, sticks in my throat, is the Scottish Cup final. And there you go, it's history now. But how a club that comes forward so consistently as Glasgow Rangers does, and is in the opposition's penalty area, and has as many shots at goal as they do, and ignore a penalty is beyond me. I just don't understand it. I don't. I can point an accusing finger all I want. And I can be wrong, but no. A start like that doesn't ring true to me. Like 134 clubs, and oh no, that doesn't ring true to me. Seriously, agree with me, Bridge, yeah?
Well, don't get him started. Mrs. Bridge just texted me there. You leave him. Right.
But it's the truth. It's the truth. We are the poorest referee team in Britain, without a shadow of a doubt.
One can't speak, can't lie, Billy, can it? You've got a list there of the Premier League clubs, yeah? Billy boy, are you still with us?
Yes, mate. Yep. Can you hear me okay, aye?
Oh, we can hear you.
Listen, I cannot believe that start, by the way. That is absolutely incredible. And see, when you look at the teams at the top there, I don't know, I'll let you, if you fancy reading the teams out.
I'll run it down from top to bottom.
On you go, mate.
There's maybe a thread with the top 3 right enough. Work it out for yourselves. Hibernian, them, St Mirren, surprisingly Ross County 4th, Dundee, Kilmarnock, Dundee United, St Johnstone. Yeah, they do a lot of attacking south side, didn't they, St Johnstone? Aberdeen, Hibs with 7, them with 6, St Mirren with 6, Ross County with 6, Dundee with 5, Kilmarnock with 5, Dundee United with 5, St Johnstone, who are a real attacking side, with 5, Aberdeen, Hearts, and Motherwell with 1, and us with 0. If you look at that historically in the backgrounds of the club, it's the top 3 and maybe traditionally the bottom 4. Strange. Shock, incredible was the word you used, Billy.
It is. It's absolutely bonkers. That's a bonkers stat. You look at the chances, for talking's sake, we've created last night and in the game previous to that. I mean, I would expect, on average, right, Rangers are creating at least 15 to 20 chances per game, especially more so at home. Now, when you average that over a season, home games, etc., you know, it just shows you how attacking Rangers are going forward. And to come up with 0 for a penalty is, well, that was their myth penalty Rangers argument right out of water, didn't it?
Yes, maybe that's people's agenda. Maybe, as I said, they're either incompetent, they're under pressure, or they're cheats. Yeah.
Or all 3.
Maybe that's up for debate, you know. But there you go. There you go, Southside.
Aye, well, it's the myth penalty Rangers. No, I think on the whole, there was one last night. I'm sure somebody had somebody's jersey in the box when it was a corner or a free kick into the box, and I thought, if I had looked at it, you'd have to give the penalty because he was it proper? I think he had to hold his jersey or something. Last night it was clear as day. But no, listen, if you keep saying it's always a penalty at Rangers, there'll be people out there going, well, you need to be in the box and all that, you need to get filled in the box to get a penalty. Well, we've seen that doesn't always happen either when you're getting filled on the line, the penalty area, that you don't always get the penalty. But no, it was surprising to see who does give the first penalty. That's something we can all wait to see in the next coming weeks. Who's actually going to be the first ref? It gives us this stonewall penalty that we should be getting when it arrives. It doesn't go to VAR, it just gives us it straight away. They can check it and it'll be proved correct, but it'll be interesting to see who it is that actually gives the penalty when it happens.
Keep your eye out for this one, Bridge. Keep your eye out for this one. 6'3". He's not quite big enough for you. 6'3". Centre half, Kevin Matila, Colombian. Watch. Bit of movement there, as we mentioned last week with the Lyle Cameron on one south side. I think we put it out there.
I wouldn't mind a nutcase at centre half for us. I would not mind it at all.
Well, as I said to you before, Bridge, that's what you put all the boys that could play, wasn't it? Go on there. You know what I mean, Billy? If you can't
No. I'm looking for the guys that are a nutcase but can actually play football. Some of the wee Neddy midfielders were absolutely whizzes with the ball. But my goodness gracious, you get sent off every game. Seriously. There's people like yourself, Oxy, midfielders, some of them.
Oh, no, mate. That was always good with a knife, mate, peeling the oranges. But aye, there you go, Billy. Watch it for that, man. Watch it. You're hearing a bit of movement, but you never know. You don't believe anything you see them with a scarf, do you?
Not at all, mate. There's a couple of weeks left to go in the transfer window, but as I said, let's hope we can get somebody in just to give us at least strengthen our weakness, our weakened areas type thing. I believe that'll be 2 centre halves we're looking for, is it?
Well, we might only be looking for one now with Big and Salah.
Ah, well, I know, but you've got to remember that lad. He's only I think, what is he, 19-year-old? We can't pin our hopes right on that lad and put that kind of pressure on him right away.
If you're assuming, if you take him out the picture and you assume that Leon King could leave because Casemiro's injured, Sterling you can't hang your hat on, and then all of a sudden you've got the 3 traditional centre backs, a proper Balogun and Suter. Well, we know that even though Balogun was great last night and we all like him, he's not going to get you through a season. So you're short. And you might think that Salah becomes number 4 or number 5 and plays games and watch him develop, who you might know I thought was in the running a month, 2 weeks ago, if you're honest. Yeah, if that makes sense, Billy. And Bob Chair.
When I seen the Salah up at Dundee, I didn't know what to think, to be blatantly honest with you. I hadn't got a clue what to think. I didn't know if he looked a player or no a player. But when I seen him last night, he gave me food for thought. But the question will be when the laddie starts to get tested. That's when we'll know if he's going to be a good centre half or what he's going to be. As I said, it's all right playing against Aberdeen last night, but when he comes up against the top opposition, well, to say this, it maybe sound a wee bit contradictory there when you're saying Aberdeen sitting 3rd or 4th in the table type thing, but when we come up against right good opposition and good players, then the laddie will get tested big time. That's when he's when we'll see what kind of football player he's going to be. But listen, he can only grow. The laddie will grow. He's only 19-year-old, so he's only got to get better and better and better. And he's at the all our opinions, he's at the best club in the world to get better, isn't he?
Aye, obviously French played in Italy. The only team he wanted to play for was the Rangers south side.
Here's Shaboni say that and all. Listen, Billy, he's going to come out the team. He will come straight back out the team. We buy a centre back in this window, and hopefully be one that it's not alone. It's maybe somebody that we're trying to target, because then we can add them to the European squad after these next 2 games. I know we can jig that about, maybe get Hadji back in it if we want, and things like that. Danilo, so you've got room for that. But a young boy will come back out. I don't doubt it. I think once even Suter's fit, he's not going to be in there beside Suter. Let's be honest. And if he gets really tested, he's still really raw and he's still learning. But it's good to see him go again. I think he was better tested against Dundee than he was Aberdeen. But it was good to see him get a chance and come in and make some good passes, which he did last night. Looked quite comfortable, but he's miles off it, I think, at the moment. But he will develop, and as long as he can stay about the squad and learn for the experienced players, it'll all benefit him. And should he get more game time towards the end of the season going forward this year, then it'll be good for him to come into the team and get that game time, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. Boggia.
Well, you're discussing Salah there. You heard me what I said when I came on there, that like you hear about this player and that player, oh, he's one for the future, he's one for the future. He definitely is one for the future. I thought he showed a really good composure last night in his game, that laddie. Yeah, you're right, he wasn't put under pressure. Top players will put him under pressure, but top players will put anybody under pressure. And I think the laddie's got the temperament and he's got the ability for to handle it. Maybe not the new, but a wee while down the line, we'll see the best of him next year. So I've got every confidence in young and Salah. Definitely. I think we've got a gem there. I hope he proves me right.
Billy boy.
Sorry, what was that, Ox?
In you come.
I was just going to say to Bob Gill there, Ox, do you think he's maybe out the same kind of a mould as big Calvin Bassey?
That was mentioned today, Billy. That was mentioned today. I was talking to one or two boys there about the Rangers when I was along at the shop this morning, and we're learning about this. He says, I think we've got Calvin Bassey too here. I says, well, I wouldn't go that far yet. I says, but I'd say the lad is at the start of the run. Looks a big solid boy, looks a good player, he can pass the ball. And he's got height and he's got physique, so here's to the future for him. And I think he will do all right at Rangers. And he will become a permanent fixture in the back four. I'm not confident in him. And I hope I'm proved right. And I'm sure I will be.
I don't. My initial thoughts are he's not as quick as Bassey. Yeah. But also, my initial thoughts for Bassey is what have we signed here? And then he grew southside.
Aye, there's a bit there because of the height and the stature of the two of them. I think at the start, NCL last night, his passing was a lot better. It was crisp and it was decent, and some really good passing into midfield to pick players out. Sometimes Calvin wasn't the best passer of the ball to start with when he was first in the team, but he was all heart and desire and a will to win. But there's similarities in the size and stature of the two of them. I just don't think that he'll stay in the team once a couple of them come back. I think they'll take him back out. And then but I don't know if it's fair to drop him back into B team games or whether you keep him with the first team and put him on the bench. But he will have to try and still play games. So I'd imagine if there's any B games in the future coming up, he'll probably be playing back there. Because if there's no point in sitting on the bench week in, week out and not getting on the park, and it's not often you want to change a centre back. So I believe he will come back out, but it's good to see him come in and get a chance through necessity, because otherwise we wouldn't have seen him this season, to be honest.
Well, if he plays on Sunday, mate, that's him played 4 games in a row. And in his development, he wouldn't have thought that a few weeks ago. So he's moving ahead of the curve, and the ball's in his court, Billy. The ball's in his court.
That's right. When I mean, you see it a million times at Rangers and that, you say to yourself, how's he not getting a chance? How's this one not getting a chance? Etc, etc, etc. But for what's happened with regarding injuries, I think Clement had no other option but to say, listen, I'll need to give this boy a chance now. You know, and that's how the laddie's playing. And it's up to the laddie, hold on now, listen, I'm getting a chance here. Did I expect to get a chance? No, I didn't. But listen, I've got a chance now. You know, I've got to go out and grasp it and make sure that I want to keep a hold of that jersey. I remember I watched the thing with Stephen Gerrard when he was talking about the way he used to train. He wanted to be the best at training to show his manager, you can't dart me. You know, when I get picked on that park, I want to be the best on the park. You know, so I can't get dropped. That's the mentality you need to have. You know, so the lad is so far he looks as if he's taking his chance, and that's what it's all about. It's when you get a chance, it's up to you to keep a hold of that jersey, you know, and it's up to other people to try and take that jersey off you, and that's healthy competition.
Aye. All right. Well, we've reached that time of the evening. Last word for your good self, Bob J.
Oh, great discussion tonight. I'm glad we went on at length about young NCLF. I really think we'll go on for the future here. And it will be proved, as I say. So I want to thank you again, boys. And if I didn't hear from you on the weekend, have a lovely weekend. And we should surely go past Fraserburgh in the Scottish Cup. Never overconfident, but confident. So thank you very much, Sox and company. Good night now.
Cheers, Bob J. Lovely boy.
Thanks very much for taking my call, Ox. It was a good wee chat there for an hour and thoroughly enjoyed that. It was good. So good to say to the old bridge boy there about the centre halves. You know, the big man maybe got a game yet. But thanks very much for taking my call, Ox. It was a good wee discussion tonight, mate. Cheers.
Always good to have you on, Billy. Always good to have you on, mate. Southside.
Aye, thoroughly enjoyed tonight. Ox, good to do a show with the legend, the bridgeman, as always. Good wee chat, talk about the club we all love. Looking forward to Sunday. Something different for us on Sunday. I've got invited to a hospitality box for Sunday. So
swine.
I usually get about 4 a year, Bridge. I usually get this is the second one, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well done, pal. Enjoy.
Something different for a wee change, and then I'm looking forward to next Thursday, mate. That's what I can think about, and I'm wanting just to get down there and say about that Man United mob, man, get a right good. Hopefully we'll do the business, you know. But aye, Sunday we need to make sure that we win. It's 2:15, I believe, kick-off live on the telly. We should make a lot of changes, but it shouldn't change the result. It should be a Rangers home win, so that's what I'm looking forward to. So as always, there's only one team and one crown, and thanks for having us on.
Cheers, mate. And you got that story about Mr. Heister, mate. My phone has been pinging, mate.
Brilliant, just brilliant. Oh boy.
And the Graham Roberts one, I don't know if I could ever tell that one there. But anyway, Bridgeman, over to you.
Oh, what can I say, Oxy? Marvellous night, wonderful discussions tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And thanks very much to Southside for looking after me. And of course, the Techie boys in the background. And to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world, please remember, massive game coming up on Sunday, biggest game of the season. Number one, biggest game of the season. And everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because this is our season. We're going to pick it back up again. Keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. Keep it going.
Well, listen, thanks to Billy and Bob J for joining us. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Southside and the legend, the Bridgeman, for doing the show. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking of all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.